Hi, this is Erica Dyer with Incoherent Ramblings of a Crazy Bitch and my producer, Nick. We are back again. Nick, how's it going?
It's going. It's we're getting closer to Valentine's now, but
Uh,
we're at least in the new year. We're at least in the new year, so it's a lot better. It's a lot better.
that's true. We are in the new year, and actually, I'm getting ready to go to Kentucky to film. And then shortly after that, actually right before Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact, I will be back out in California for a
Nice,
different movie.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, at least it'll be warm out there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'll be back in time for Valentine's Day, unfortunately. Not that I'll do anything. Maybe get some discount candy on the 15th or something like that, but I won't be doing shit for Valentine's
That's terrible,
Day.
but I'm probably gonna do the same thing.
I do too. I wait until I tell the kids that too. I'm like, if you give it a couple days, you'll be able to get some really good shit cheap.
It's true, man. It's how they are. I love how the candy's overpriced, like the day or two before and even the day of, and then all of a sudden after like 8 hours, it's like down 30% already. It's like what's going on here?
Yeah, I actually worked with this guy, oh my God, for a gentleman that is in like his mid 60s. He has a sweet tooth like nobody's business. I swear. Around the holidays, he camped out at those stores, and as soon as that candy was discounted, he'd buy like these big bags. And it's not like he bought it to share at work. I mean, he ate that shit. He would like eat it all fucking day long. Like, I've never seen somebody your age eat that much candy.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
good for you, but I mean, damn.
It's insane.
I mean, it's all I can do. I was doing really good with not eating the sweet shit. I know earlier in December we had talked about, I mean, we didn't make like a New Year's resolution or anything, but we had talked about different things we were doing to hopefully lose weight and that. And I had told you that I had started that diet pill.
Yeah, because
That fucked with your heart.
the one that ups your heart rate and yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and it actually, I'm not on it anymore. It's
Thank
not that
God.
it's not that I didn't want it, but this was another situation. I tell you, I don't know how I get all fucking hooked. It's the internet. It's because I get these links on Facebook and shit, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. But this program I had signed up for, they initially charged, because again, you have to have a visit with the provider, but this was a virtual visit. And I'm like, okay, so I know how to take my own blood pressure if they ask for it, shit like that. Had a virtual visit. She asked me a few questions. And they sent me a month prescription of the phentermine, which is generic Adipex. And they sent me, which I didn't even ask for. They didn't ask if I wanted it, but they sent me a month prescription of melatonin. Well, I don't take melatonin. It makes me feel like shit the next day. Some people, it helps them sleep real good. Me, I'm groggy the whole next day. Yeah, I sleep, but like I feel like I'm half asleep the next day too. So I didn't take those. But while I was on the pill, the phentermine, shit, that first week I probably lost 5 pounds. And so I was on it for like the first 3 weeks. I took the full pill like you were supposed to.
Yeah.
My mouth was a fucking dry ass cotton mouth, because that's another thing it does. It gives you dry mouth. And I'm like, God, my breath probably is horrible, because when you get dry mouth, you don't have the saliva going and shit. So I had dry mouth, something horrible, but I had, I was losing weight at a tremendous amount, because I told you it makes you not hungry at all.
Yeah, it makes you not hungry. Your heart rate go up, and then like you just and you're losing
Yep.
weight, not eating anything.
Yeah, basically you're starving yourself is what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch of like shakes, and I was trying to make myself, okay, Erica, well, you can't lose 5 pounds a week. That is unhealthy. So I would drink a shake or make sure I ate a little something, and I got it down to where I lost like 3 pounds, I think. And oh, that's not bad for a week. But then it was like, the last week of pills. And I'm like, well, I haven't heard from this company again. They're supposed to send you an email that says, I assumed was like a questionnaire. What's your heart rate? How much weight have you lost? Tell us your diet. Tell us your exercise. Let's have another virtual visit. And I kept waiting for it. And so what I started doing, I started breaking the pills in half. So, and they're made to be able to break in half.
Yeah.
The doctor can prescribe you half a pill or a full pill. So on my own, I started taking half a pill. And so I got a little bit hungrier. I wasn't losing weight, but I was maintaining, and that's fine. Total, I lost like 15 pounds. So, okay, fine. Yeah, and I emailed this company. And I said, well, I haven't gotten your questionnaire about, or I haven't received any information on a refill for the phentermine. And they responded, they said, oh, we're so sorry about that. We processed your refill. You should have it shortly. And I'm like, you processed it? And I looked and they charged me another $197. And I'm like, what exactly is that for? Because I didn't have a meeting. You didn't ask me how much weight I lost. You didn't ask me about my blood pressure. You asked me nothing. Basically, you just gave me drugs for $197 that if I would have taken my fat ass over to the doctor's office that I could probably walk to here in the town I live in, he could have wrote me a prescription. I could have went to CVS and picked it up for like $50.
Yeah.
So what exactly am I paying for? See how much people like to try to fuck me? I don't know why everybody was trying to fuck me in December, but it was bad.
Well,
and,
they knew you hadn't fucked in a while. That's really why.
I know, man. I was like, what the fuck? So I emailed her back and I said, oh, you processed it? Well, let me ask, what exactly is that $197 for? And it took them a couple days to respond.
Oh,
and their response was, oh, well, we're sorry, the medication's not going to be available till mid-January, so we reversed that charge. Oh, so your response is, we don't got a good answer, here's your money back.
Which at least they didn't keep it. They gave you the money back.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, thank you for that. But thank God I know enough because by then I only had like two full pills that I would have broken half, so like four half doses. But by then I had been taking them just a half a dose a day. So then I skipped every other day. I had to taper myself off. Fucking nobody on this program was following me, because if you take that kind of, medication and just like quit things cold turkey, it could fuck with you. I'm like, Thank God I was smart enough to taper it, but my God, you fuckers. But yes, I lost 15 pounds. So far, I haven't gained it back because I did spend a month on the pill. I really cut back on my snacking. I don't keep candy and that on my desk anymore. So, I didn't lose as much as I would have liked, but that's okay. I got a good 15 pounds, so I'm good with that for now.
That's good. Yeah. I ordered my meal prep stuff for next week last night, so go pick them up Monday. I start working out again next week as well. I'm gonna do 1 day a week to start with, because their workouts are very intense, and I can't also just be like, all right, 2 days a week. It's like, oh God, it's gonna be like 1 day a week for a bit, and then I'll go to 2 days a week because they're
do
really
like
intense.
A month of one day.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're very, very intense. I do like them, and I do like the fact that you're kind of like held accountable because you're paying for it a lot. You're paying for it, and you have to fucking do it. So it's fine. At least it's not like the $10 a month gym membership board's like, I'll go whenever I want to. It's fine. It's like, no, you're not. You're not going.
Guess what? I have it, but it's like $30 a month. I've paid for it for almost a year now, and I've gone twice. Once I walked on the treadmill for 30 minutes, the other time for an hour. That is literally what I've paid for this last year. So no, gym memberships don't work for me, but I bet those classes are gonna be good, especially if you've done them before and you like them once you really get into it.
Yeah. I just need to wait for them to start next week and probably get some new pants because the other ones we're using were like 10 years old, so they're terrible. I need to get new stuff. This way it actually fits me properly, and I can like have a little bit more range of motion. But other than that, no, I'm good to go. I'm good to start and get back on it. So it'll be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Well, good. So maybe in a few months we'll have both lost weight. I'm just hoping I don't gain weight back. I mean, like I said, I haven't gained as much as I thought, but at least now I'm not worried about, oh God, Erica, don't eat a big meal because you're going to go over that next 100 mark. Don't eat that. Now I have a little bit of cushion if I want a snack or something.
That's good. Yeah, because those pills, man. You were telling me some of the stuff that was some side effects. It was it was scary, man. It was scary.
Yeah, that's why, man, when it just really threw me when they were like, okay, we refilled it. I was like, is that legal? I mean, what are you exactly doing
Have
here?
you heard of the insulin shot to the stomach? Have you heard of that? Like you do that once a week. Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard insulin, but I have heard of people getting like weight loss shots, and I'm like,
well, that's
what?
Apparently that's what it is. Like it's an insulin shot to your abdomen. And you know, because I think that's what my cousin did, but he did it when he got to a plateau where he was like still eating correctly and exercising correctly, and he just couldn't lose anymore. So he used it like to get to the end and use it for about I think 6 or 8 weeks to really kind of like get down to where he wanted to be. So
did it work and he kept the weight off?
He did. I think because he's now at like 200. He wasn't like 3 or whatever.
Oh wow!
But now he's at like he's around 205 and like he's doing good.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about shots and that. Some of the websites I've checked out, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to go get a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. Sketchy.
We'll see. My big thing, I know. Yeah, my big thing, if I could just avoid the sugar, and I did so good like the first couple weeks, I didn't have sugar at all, and then man, once I started doing like those half pills, the cravings for the sugar came back, and I'm in there like shoving jelly beans in my mouth, and I'm like, but it's not at my desk. I don't have them on my desk. Like right after I eat dinner, I'll eat jelly beans and.
Oh no, it was kind of a nightmare when I was at home for the month and a half for holidays, man. It was terrible being around my mom and stuff like that. She's an enabler. I love her to death, but she's an enabler. I swear to God. She's like, hey, we have bags of chocolate and we have like candy and these things. And I'm just like, Mom, I love you, but damn it.
I want to feed you.
She's like, do you want to share this bag of chocolate with me? It's like, no, but I'm going to anyways.
Mom.
Yeah.
That's like my kids. I buy like bulk boxes. You know how you can go to like the dollar store or at the movies, you can buy the boxes of candy for like $1 or whatever. Yeah. Well, you can get those on Amazon where you get like 12 and I will buy boxes of like 12, hot tamales and 12 Reese's Pieces, and like in the center of our kitchen table, it's like a buffet of candy.
Yeah, that's
like literally.
That's how it is at home. Like she'll have like like in the fucking cabinets, there's like 4 family-sized bags of like Bueno chocolates or something, and I'm just like, oh God, these are so good. And so like when I'm home and I'm with and hanging out with her and we're watching movies and stuff. We'll watch them late at night or whatever after she's done doing work, and we've done eating dinner or whatever. And while we're watching the movie, we'll just finish off a little it's a giant portion of the bag of fucking candy. So it was one of those things where it's like the holidays sucked enough, and I was kind of like, I'll just work this off later. It's fine. I'll just run a little bit harder when I have to.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Oh God. I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And when I was younger, I was not a big sugar person. Like, I would rather have another piece of steak or, more corn. But now I'm like, sugar, sugar.
Oh, sugar's always been my thing. Always, man. Always. It's always
Mm,
been that.
mm,
Oh. That's always been my thing. So yeah, that's always a
yeah.
problem. I have to just kind of like, I mean, and I'm back in Atlanta now. So the good thing is, if I don't buy it, it's not here. I don't have to, I'm not going to eat it. So that's the good thing.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're back at your place now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this new year will work out good for us. And now that I've lost a little bit of weight, I've been doing these movies, I'm a little more confident. Maybe I'll get back out there in the dating world. And now that you're back home in your place in Atlanta, maybe you'll get out there again. It's kind of hard to date when you're out there with your mom.
Oh, that's what we want. That's what we want on this podcast. You and my horrible dating stories. That's exactly what we need. Oh man.
Oh God. Well, I haven't dated in so long that there's no like any new ones, but there are some bad like attempts at one night. I can't even call them one night stands because they never.
Well, do you
happened.
use the apps? Do you use the dating apps or not?
Nope, I don't, and I
Okay.
just get really paranoid. I'm one of those people, like, I will sign up for Plenty of Fish or Match.com or, I'll sign up for all of them. I'll set up a profile, and then guys will write me, and I'll be like, ugh, there's probably something wrong with them, or, they always do like that. And I guess a lot of women, and you are on a dating app, but when a guy's like, oh, you're so beautiful or you're so sexy, you have such a great smile. And I'm like, ugh, I'm more than my looks, you asshole. I get so insulted.
Well, I mean, and that's true, but also they're going off of a picture in a fucking paragraph. Like, I don't know what you want.
I know it. I'm like, and then there was one time I even wrote on there, I'm like, if you're going to write me, don't comment on my looks. And I had one guy write me and he's like, boy, aren't you arrogant and stuck up? I'm like, well, I can't win either way, can I? No, I never, and I know people that have met their spouses or significant others on dating apps. I know a lot of people that had good experiences, but I just get all fucking paranoid. And I'm all about that first physical attraction. I get the whole, oh, you should love the person first. You should get to know them before you see them or try to get physical. I'm actually like, I can tell you within 5 minutes if I'd fuck you or not. Because, and then we can, once I have it in my mind, like, oh, I could see us doing it in that position, then I'd like to get to know you. So I'm more one of those people that would prefer to meet in big group settings, gatherings, hey, this is my friend Erica, this is my friend so-and-so, and then get to know you. I just can't do the dating apps. I just can't.
Yeah, I think that's my problem as well. It's kind of like because like that's my thing as well. It's like if I'm talking to somebody in a text message, it doesn't feel like they're actually there in front of me. So I have no I have no incentive to keep messaging them on over and over again. I just don't, and I'm just like after about a week, after about not even a week, like it's like 2 or 3 days, I'll be like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah, and it's like, and you don't even know this person. How much of your life story are you really going to share with them? I'm not going to share shit because I don't know them. And I'm certainly not going to write them for a year. I just
it's weird, and like it's one of those things where I remember I messaged this girl for like I think about because I was doing the dating apps a lot like a few years ago before the pandemic and everything. And I was getting, a good amount of hits and stuff. And I remember talking to this girl for like 2 or 3 days, and I asked her, she's like, "Hey, let's go get drinks." She's like, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable. We've only talked for like 2 or 3 days." I'm like, "Okay, sorry, my bad." So then I was like, "Okay, I'll talk to this girl for a week." I talked to this girl for a week, And I was like, hey, let's go get a drink. She's like, oh, you talked to me too long. I don't feel like it now. It's like, motherfucker, what do you want?
Oh my God. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. It's like, what do you want? It's like,
Oh my God.
I'm trying to get to where we can meet face to face, but apparently it's not good enough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You
it was
took too long.
well, yeah, either I rushed it or I took too long. It's like, I don't know. Give me the hour mark where like it's okay to ask for fucking to go out for fucking drinks. Give me that, and around that time I'll just ask. Then it'll just be easier. God.
Yep. Nah, I just kind of gave up. But see, the problem, though, with meeting people in groups or at the bar or in the one case, when my kid was younger, my kids bowling league, sometimes you got to see these fuckers again. And you're like, I don't ever want to talk to them again. God, that's happened to me a few times, to be honest. I remember this one guy because, and I've said before, like, I don't go out there and fuck around. I got a lot of stories, and hell, Naked Erica is a big one. But I don't fuck around. It's not like I'm fucking a different guy every weekend. Hell, it's been years. But when I do decide, okay, it is time, it's like I can't get laid for nothing. Like there was this guy, oh my God, this actually really pisses me off. So my one son was in a bowling league, and there was a bunch of us parents that always sat together, and there was this one guy, he was always talking about, and he was funny, but he was always talking about, yeah, I got a big cock, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I knew he was divorced, and I wasn't looking for a relationship. I hadn't been with anybody in a while, and really it was just gonna be sex, right? And him and I would joke and talk, and he's like, oh, you should come over sometime, and I'm like, all right. So we didn't have our kids.
Those divorced single dads in the suburbs, man, they clean house. They clean house, let me tell you.
Oh, well. So he tells me, come over. So I go over to his house, okay? And granted, it's been a while since I've been with anybody. And we're watching TV, and we're in his living room. And, I got my jeans on. And so I kind of undo my pants, just, getting comfy, and put my hand on my belly, and we're laying there, and the guy's not touching me, right? He's like laying behind me, but literally just watching TV. And up until this point, it was always just a really, really flirty at our kids' bowling league. And so we watched one full fucking movie, and at the time I'm like doing my stretch my arm, kind of, I gotta move a little bit. So I'm like rubbing my ass against him. And I'm like, okay, so maybe he doesn't get the hint. Because yes, I could just stand up and be like, hey, let's do this. But I'm still a woman. I still like to be seduced or made to feel like I'm wanted.
Yeah.
If I'm constantly throwing myself at a guy, it makes me feel bad. So then I go, well, let's get a little more comfortable. Let's watch the next movie in your bedroom. He says, okay.
And like that right there would be a sign for me. If you're just like, hey, let's watch in your bedroom, I'm like, okay, I know what's going down now.
Well, you do. But so we go into his bedroom, and because we're getting comfortable, I take off my pants and I take my bra off. So now I'm laying in this guy's bed in just a t-shirt and panties. And I'm doing like the whole stretch my arm. The dude did not touch me.
Motherfucker.
We watched a whole fucking movie. So I got up. He goes, do you want to put another movie in? And I'm like,
motherfucker,
no.
Really? What
I got up.
We're going to watch like, what is it, Indiana Jones 3 now? What's going down?
I know.
What's going down?
I'm like, and if you think about it, now I'm getting flashbacks to like my older son's father who wanted to watch fucking Home Alone. I'm getting flashbacks. I'm like, Okay.
What's the okay? Like even if you're changing rooms, you're like, oh, bedroom, and then you basically undress. It's like that's a fucking signal. Like
Well,
even me, who's somebody who's kind of like like wary of that shit. I would have been like, okay, I know what's going down. I know
it
how this
ain't.
is going.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get up and kind of a little angrily, I get dressed, get my shoes on, and he's like, where are you going? I said, well, I'm leaving. And he goes, why? And I go, let me give you a little tip. When a girl comes or when a woman comes to your place and she takes her clothes off and lays in your bed, she's expecting something to happen. So I'm like laying it out for this guy, and he goes, well, I figured you were better than that, and I was trying to show you some respect. And I said, sometimes you just gotta fuck somebody and disrespect them. Bye. And I fucking left. You want to talk about some awkward bowling league nights after that? Because, of course, I told everybody. But I'm just like, so then after that,
but that's,
he, of course, is going.
That's.
Yeah.
Is he? Is his IQ lower than normal? What the fuck, man?
He got married to somebody after that, and his excuse was, he first of all, he kept telling everybody that I was mad because he didn't sleep with me. But at first he was like, well, I didn't see Erica as, because this is what he told people, I didn't see Erica as a one night stand. I didn't want it to be just one night. And I guess he was afraid that if we did, it would just be a one night thing. But as it was, no, that was your chance, because if it was good, I was going to come back.
Well, and even then, like if once again, if the dude's feeling uncomfortable and he's not down for it, it's fucking vocalize it. Be like, yo, I'm not down for this. Like. Mm-hmm. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Whatever. Say that shit, because like you were fucking like, even like by my standards, you were throwing it at him in his face.
I was,
and like
dude.
You were basically rubbing your ass in his face. He's like, no, what are you doing? What's going on here? It's like, are you retarded?
Yeah, I was like, God. Oh my
God. If you didn't want to, just say no. That's all it is. Don't have this poor girl go through the whole song and dance while you're watching fucking, I don't know.
I don't even know what we watched because I wasn't paying attention.
You're gonna go to the third one all of a sudden or some shit, and like keep watching like two. I mean, like one movie. Okay, one movie I can understand. One movie I can understand. That's fine. Okay, you're feeling each other out. You don't know what's going down. That's fine. But if you pull that move.
In the bedroom,
you're like, hey, I want to be in the bedroom. Like, none, yeah. If you pull that,
I didn't think, because I get coming from a male perspective, you don't want to assume and you don't want to be accused of something later. But I thought I was making it pretty obvious without coming out and saying it, because again, I like to feel wanted.
No, and then I'm going to assume something else here. I assume that you did the undressing in front of him.
Yes.
Oh, God damn it.
He was right there. He crawled into bed with me with his clothes on. He kept his clothes on. I'm like,
Jesus,
well, this is awkward.
Jesus.
Like, oh my God. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my jeans on. We're gonna watch Indiana Jones Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Well, I wish. I guess that might have been worse than this other situation. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. But there was one time that I got closer. Because again, after a situation like that, I'm just like, fuck it. I just won't fuck nobody, because I can't even throw my shit at no guy, right? Well, up at Pierre's, because you guys remember Pierre's is the one that we always used to party at.
Your favorite place ever.
I know. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, fucking Pierre's, I want to party there. There was this other guy, and again, it had been a long time, and I'm like, I'm gonna I'm going to do it. I'm going to break those cobwebs through, and I'm just going to go to town. Other people have one night stands. Why can't I? But it's never been the guys that I've tried to sleep with, because again, I've never actually got to complete it. It's guys that I've known or have seen or have hung out. It's never truly been go to a bar, meet a stranger, and within 15 minutes, I'm sucking his dick in the car. Because I've had friends that have done that shit. That ain't me. That ain't me. That's another podcast. But I'll be starting to tell stories about old friends in a little bit. But
you're gonna make a lot of people mad.
This is a small town. I'm gonna make some bitches squirm. Is what I'm gonna do. So there was this guy, good looking guy, nice. We were always flirty at Pierre's. And we got to the point, it's like, okay, let's get out of here. And I'd never done anything like that before. And I didn't want to take him back to my place. And I didn't want to go to his. Fuck. I mean, I knew him, but I didn't know him. You know, he could chain me up in his basement for all I know. So we got a hotel room, right? He rented this hotel room. And we go into the hotel room and we're kissing. It's, you know, we get undressed and I'm like, okay, it's finally going to happen. It's finally going to happen. And the guy goes down on me. And oral sex can be nice. I am more, if I am into you, I'd like to bypass the oral sex. I love giving head. I love blowjobs. But that's probably one of the biggest things I miss. But for a guy going down on me, I could take it or leave it.
Okay. Is it one of those things where it's like, it's, how do I say this? You're very particular about how it's done.
I am, but it also, it's a very personal thing.
Gotcha.
Now, if we're dating and we are in a serious relationship, well, then, you know, that would be something I would be more comfortable with. Not this stranger from a bar kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yep. So he goes down on me, and it's like, okay, he's going for a couple minutes, and I'm like, all right, you know, come up here. And he wouldn't stop. And it was one of those things where it wasn't like good. It was more like, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I think. And he had like this death grip on my fucking legs, right? Like he's holding my legs and he's spreading them apart. And I got to the point I was bored. I mean, we're talking, it was a good 15 minutes and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm starting to get numb. I can't feel anything. And he's like, oh, it just tastes so good. And I'm like so fucking bored after, at this point, now it was probably a half hour in, I reach over, I kid you not, I reach over and I grab the remote control for the TV and I turn the TV on. And I watched Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. I watched the entire fucking movie because this guy would not stop.
Dear God.
I'm like, I couldn't feel shit from the waist down. First of all, I couldn't feel shit because he had so much saliva on me. It was like the bed was soaked. And he had such a death grip on my legs that like I couldn't get away. I was numb from the waist down. So the whole fucking time. Finally, after I was done watching the movie, you know, and at one point I'm even tapping him on the head. Hello. Hello. Yeah. You know, can you stop now? Like, I'm done. Can you stop?
By the way, I looked up the running time of Harlem Nights. It's like 2 hours long.
I did. I watched the whole thing. I tapped him on the head more than once too. Hey, do you think you could stop?
Dear God, man.
And he would not stop. So finally, when the movie was done, I turned the TV off. And I think at that point is when he was like, finally let my legs go, but I just pretended to be asleep. And he got up and he was like, Oh, she fell asleep. Oh, that's so cute. And he curled up behind me. I guess maybe he thought I passed out from ecstasy or some shit like that. And
Yeah,
he
but I
like
mean, like,
curled.
like you weren't like, those things weren't happening. Clearly, and if
I
you,
know.
and if you
No
couldn't,
movement, no noise. There was no like nothing from coming from me to make him think he was doing shit.
I guess he kept thinking
Except
that.
me.
I guess he kept thinking the taps on the head were like, good boy, or whatever. I don't know.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah,
Here, let me turn this TV up. I gotta see what Eddie Murphy's saying.
yeah, exactly. It's like,
But
yeah. I'm turning the TV on so I don't make more noise. Like, no, motherfucker, that's not what's going down.
oh,
Jeez.
he curled up behind me and went to sleep. And in the morning, I got up and got dressed, and he started trying to be like, ooh, do you think? And I said, oh, no, I got to go get my son. Can you take me back to my car? So dude paid for a hotel room just to eat me out, and that was it. The next weekend, right? And I'm avoiding this guy like the fucking plague. And he actually caught me in the one bar, and he's like, I don't know why you're avoiding me. I've never had sex with somebody that just turned around and avoided me afterwards. I'm like, sex? Sex? Dude, we didn't have fucking sex. You fucking ate me out for like 3 hours. I don't know what you're considering sex, but that was it. That was my last conversation with him. I never did see him again. He probably started going to a different bar.
Yeah, for him to say that, I mean,
Oh, yeah. After sex, you're avoiding me. Yeah. That was, oh my God, that was one of the worst experiences, and I'll never forget that. If I'm giving some guy a damn blowjob and I heard a fucking TV turned on, he'd be lucky if I didn't bite his dick off. There'd be no way I would continue.
yeah, and I think every guy knows that. It's just kind of like, yeah, I'm not moving. I'm just here for this.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh my God. But those are probably the two biggest that there were some other like times, but I'm obviously bad. I can't, like I said, I can't even throw myself at guys anymore. But certainly you've had some bad experiences. I mean, it's not all good. So, like, what's one of your worst?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Certainly
right,
nobody's turned the TV on while you're eating them out, but
no, there was one time where I was what was it? This was a girl that I was friends with, and like I was in her friend zone for a while. And I had magically left the friend zone.
Oh.
And like it's one of those things where it's like, I don't get a lot of females, so it was kind of surprising. She we're out just having lunch or whatever, having food or whatever, and she's like, hey, let's meet up at where was it? Let's meet up at your place. You're I think, yeah, this was okay. This was the other my other apartment. Okay, that's what it was. She's like, yeah, let's meet up at your apartment, and let's do it. I'm just like, okay, and like,
Okay.
This came out of nowhere. This came out of fucking nowhere, mind you. Like, this girl's been like the friend and like whatever, and I've liked her for a bit, and so for her to come up to me and kind of say that to me, I was just like, I was terrified. I was like, what's going on that you're doing this right now? I was entirely terrified. And I was like, yeah, come over tomorrow. It'll be great.
Let me drink half a bottle of whiskey first.
No, I didn't. I didn't want to go that route. Did not want to go that route. But that's pretty much what happened. Because like I was intimidated because like she comes over and she just like attacks me, and I had like it was once again. It was just so odd for me because I had finally gotten what I wanted, and I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things.
Aww.
And it was one of those things.
Well, and you don't know what she's thinking. I mean,
exactly.
what brought her to this?
That was the thing as well. And like, and like she was talking, she kept texting me all this like 50 Shades of Grey bullshit. I'm just like, what are we doing? Can you like pick a? What do you want? And it was just so fucking weird. And it was just so straight. It was more strenuous than anything else.
Yeah, I bet.
Because like I didn't know what she wanted sexually. I didn't know what she wanted in the bedroom. We've never like talked about that stuff because once again we were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess she broke up with some guy she was talking to, or she got talked to. I don't know. Something was happened, and she snapped, and she's like, "I'm gonna fuck this. I'm gonna fuck this guy." Yeah, my friend.
Yeah,
I was taken entirely off guard, and it wasn't a really pleasant experience. She got blaming herself for what happened, and I was like, "Listen, I'm just fucking nervous. That's really what it is. It's nothing to do with you. I swear to God, I'm just goddamn nervous. That's really what it is."
Yeah, I get it because you don't know what the thought is, but I know what she's thinking. Because I've been there too. Nothing like getting over the last guy by fucking the next one. That'll make you forget. It's not true.
And she kept telling me, it's like, I like it rough. I'm just like, how, like you can't just say that to some guy and be like, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to like fucking backhand you? What do you mean by rough?
You got to
there need to be parameters here. You can't just say that
you got to give me a point. You got to give me a point.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like she came, she came and she was hard in the paint, and I was like, what the fuck what's going on? I don't know what to do.
Damn.
So, yeah.
And was it just the one time? Did you guys just the one time and then go back to being friends?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, that's sad. That's because you feel used?
No, because like it was one of those things where it's like, I'm glad we just went back to being friends, because I don't think there would have been any relationship or any sort of like friends benefits things that would have worked out properly there.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of glad I went back to where it was, and it was just so once again it was such a weird experience. It's one of those things where it's like I feel weird because nothing happened, and she feels weird because she thought she was like wasn't good enough or wasn't sexy enough or didn't look well or whatever. And once again, like I kept reiterating to her, I was like, listen, it really was not you. I was taken off guard, and I didn't know what was going down.
Yep.
I mean, I did, but like I didn't know, like, the
very
whole thing.
Stressful. Yeah,
it was
very
very
stressful for you.
And I was just like, I kept trying to say that to her over and over again, and I was like, There were a couple of times where we were like eating lunch, like, or eating food afterwards, and she would bring that up and like put it in my face, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing right now? That happened a couple of times, and I'm just like, are you being a bitch right now? What why are you doing this all of a sudden? What the hell's like
maybe a little.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck did I do to you? Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? I thought we we kind of thought this was over with. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just that feeling of rejection. Like, is it me? Is it me? I get that.
Yeah. I understand that. And like, once again, I kept reiterating to her, I was like, it was not. And she didn't get it. She kept thinking it was her fault. I was like, it's not your fault. It's just how it all went down. Okay.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard not to. Because I've been in those situations. There was one guy that I ended up dating for a while, but the first time that we attempted to have sex, he couldn't even get hard. He kept saying he had whiskey dick. Come to find out, he always had whiskey dick. But so he called it. But I told him go to the doctor, because at first, I mean, I cried. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucking fat and hideous, because it was after I'd had Conrad was probably a year or two. And women take that shit personally. And men, a lot of things could happen. You could be stressed. It could be high blood pressure. It could be an awkward situation. And everybody thinks guys can just get a hard on at the snap of a finger, and sometimes you can, but not always.
It's funny because like everyone says, porn affects men negatively. It apparently affects women the same way too. It's like you just think some women think that we can just get hard at the snap of a finger. It's like that's not how that shit works.
Yeah, no, not always, not always. Maybe when you're a teenager. Because you don't even want it to, and it gets hard. But
that's true. Yeah. When you're a teen, the wind blows correctly, and like it just it just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that's discussions I had to have with both of my boys. It's so funny because I was always very frank with them. Um, I remember the one, God, I can't remember how old he was. He was pretty young, probably about 10. He asked me, he's like, Mom, why is it when I wake up in the morning, that thing I pee out of is really hard, like I have to pee? I'm like, well, because you had a hard on, you'll probably soon be having some ejaculation from wet dreams, and that's okay. That's perfectly natural. And if you're going to play with it, do it in the bathroom. But if you're in public and you shake it more than twice, then you're playing with it, so stop.
Oh, God damn it.
I did. I told both of them that.
That's fucking hilarious.
You don't do that in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, see, now you know why my one kid showers like 4 times a day. It really pisses me off. He uses so much water because we're a small town. I actually had a lady from the water company call me to make sure I didn't have a water leak. She goes, your amount of water consumption has drastically increased. And I'm like, well, I have a son who showers or takes baths because he really likes baths 4 to 5 times a day. And she's like, oh, yes. Yes, and every time he uses new towels and every time he changes his clothes. So we're also doing laundry, full loads of laundry, like 2 to 3 times a day. So thank you very much for your call.
Oh, jeez. At that point, you need to like have the rain catcher like barrels or something at that point.
I know. I'm like, I cannot wait till these fuckers move out and they got to pay their own water bills. Actually, the one kid told me that he's like, well, I'll pay the water bill. I use most of it anyways. And the other kid told me I could put one of the internet in their name. And I'm like, I should do that. So far it's been, no, you guys live with me, save your money. So then you can get the fuck out. But I should, just for the sake of them learning finances, have them start paying for some shit. But yeah. Oh, God. Boys are something else.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but no, that's my story. Like, you know, I still talk to her every now and again. As well, and it's just, yeah, where I mean, like, you know, we just kind of remained friends, but yeah, that was an awkward time, but
and
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I just kind of, yeah, and like it, the only thing I remember is like, you know, she would once again she mentioned it after it happened a couple of times, and she was being shitty about it, and that's the only thing that kind of pissed me off. I was like, yeah, well, yeah, she did it one time when we were eating out, and I almost contemplated just like leaving the table and leaving her there, because I was like, why are you being a bitch all of a sudden?
Yeah. Well, and I get it. And you know what? Had something happened between you two, you probably wouldn't have been friends afterwards. Because obviously she has something going on with it. And she just felt rejected. Felt rejected by the one guy and felt rejected by you. But yeah, if something would have happened, you guys probably wouldn't have stayed friends.
Yeah, and I'm kind of happy nothing did happen because she turned out to be kind of crazy.
Oh, well, that happens too.
I dodged that bullet. Thank God.
Good for you. Your dick knew. You didn't know, but your dick knew.
Apparently all my brains are in one place. But yeah, it was just, yeah, because like once again I've talked to her over the years and stuff like that, and just we remained friends, but just like learning other things about her from people who are around her and stuff who I've talked to as well, and it's just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing. So yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, the things we learn later on. Yeah, I am. I started making.
Well, no, there was one girl I did have a crush on that was, you know, I did go to high school with. And I honestly was going to tell her I liked her, but once again, dodge that bullet. I'll tell you how it happened. She comes to my place late at night one time, and she's like, you know, I think at the time her husband had cheated on her, and she had 2 kids. Her 2 kids were real small and real cute, and they were, you know, then like I was around them enough to kind of like, you know, they were fine. You know, and I was gonna tell her, it's like, you know, oh, I like you and this, that, and the other, whatever. But when I was gonna tell, like, she's like, oh, let me finish. I need to tell you something. And she's like, I'm leaving like in the next few hours. I'm like, where are you going? She's like, I'm going to Canada.
Oh.
It's like, with your kid? She's like, no. Okay. How are you getting to Canada? You need a passport. She's like, oh, the guy I'm talking to is gonna get me one. I'm like, okay.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Because at this point, like, her husband cheated on her and was continuously cheating on her, and she wasn't very happy. And she had, once again, had 2 kids at the time, and I was kind of like, that's really weird. Like, why are you all of a sudden leaving? She's like, she's like, I'm very unhappy and I need to find happiness, and I'm tired of being here in this town, this and the other. And I was like, all right, whatever. I was like, well, just text me and make sure that you got there okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she does, and like, she would Skype call me, but she did like she was real adamant about talking to me, and then all of a sudden, we'd be video chatting or whatever, and she'd be like, oh, I gotta go. It's like, why did you call me for 3 minutes?
Yeah.
If you're just gonna like go hang out with your boyfriend or whatever. And she did this 3 or 4 times, and I was over it. I sent her a message. I was like, listen, go fuck yourself. You left your kids in Tennessee.
Yeah,
you're not
bad.
taking them with you. You're a piece of shit parent. Don't ever fucking talk to me again.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're unhappy with your life, but when you have little kids, you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, bullet dodged. Funny thing is that I think a very short time after that, she came back to Tennessee.
Of course.
Yeah. So
everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side, and then they get there and it's like, oh, it's my same shitty life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and she has real shit taste in dudes because she likes like the fucking skater boys. Like that's the dudes she likes. Okay. And I'm those are the ones, like, those are her type, I swear to God. And oh man, she could, like, I'm sorry, but those type of guys never pan out. Like, they're always just like the always stoned, oh, look, I can do an ollie. Oh, I'm gonna make this I'm gonna make skating my career kind of dude. And like, it never, like, they end up waking up when they're 36 and at Denny's being like, where the fuck did my life go? Like, that's what happens.
You know what's funny about that? My brother, because I've tagged you in some of his stuff, he's a skater. He still skateboards. He used to travel. So my mom kicked him out when he was like 15, and he traveled across country, jumping trains with friends in vans, all across the country, skateboarding. Yeah. Yeah. And he still fucking does it.
Oh my God.
That is awesome. That's hilarious. Because you kind of described him where he's still.
Oh, God.
Oh shit. God, I love him. He's so funny.
Wow.
But yep, he is.
But I'm about to say, if he's single, he can go date my friend.
Well, he just started dating this. She's actually a guidance counselor at a school. I'm like, damn. And what's she thinking, man? Guidance counselor at an elementary school.
Oh, jeez.
Like, okay. Oh gosh. But no, at least my brother is fun to be around, and that's probably the thing with the skater boys. They are very laid back group. That is for sure.
Yeah, they're extremely laid back.
Well, maybe a little too laid back.
maybe a little too laid back. Just.
Oh God. Oh,
yeah, I understand getting high and doing ollies is fun, but like, you can't do that forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's true. That is absolutely true.
Yep.
Especially once you start having kids and family and all that.
Oh yeah.
My brother works 2 or 3 jobs, I actually think, because, I think he did get his GED, but yeah, he was living on the street at 15, so
damn.
He didn't have a lot of education through the high school years. As an adult, he went back and got his GED.
Well, that's good. At least he made the effort to do that. That's really good.
Yeah, he actually started college classes. But here's another thing with my brother. He doesn't live in debt. He has no credit cards. When he was going to college, he was paying cash for everything. So he would work, save up money, and pay each semester at a time.
That's good.
Yeah, so he does not live with debt, but here's with his ex, who he has children with. The house was in her name. He helped make payments and all that. But now he is a man in his 40s that works 2 jobs that has no credit history.
Oh, gosh. That's the worst.
He didn't get any credit cards. He never got a loan in his name. He paid, as he went. Yeah. Yeah, because he was looking at a mortgage in his and he couldn't get approved. He's like, I got all this money for a down payment, but they won't approve me because in his 40s, he has no credit history.
Yeah.
And what little bit he had was from back when he was a minor, and my mom put utilities in his name, and then they went to collections, which have since been paid off. He paid those off, but yeah, he has no credit history. So that's another downside of those skater boys that, they're out there having fun. You don't think about that shit.
I feel bad now for shitting on your brother. I really do.
Yeah. No, actually, he'd laugh. Fuck, his place is nicer than mine. He has a nice fucking apartment, real close to downtown. In the city he lives in, he has a nice ass place.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, God works his ass off. But yeah, he's very laid back. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, but yeah. So next time we'll have to talk about. You mentioned that girl from high school, and that made me think about some things from high school. So maybe next time we will talk about some of our high school experiences.
That's
Mix it up a little bit there.
Oh yeah. Trust me, my high school experience is quite unique. It's yeah. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh, I can't wait.
Not in a good way either.
Oh. Now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to make notes. I got to make notes as to what we're going to talk about. I'm going to make a note about that. Ask Nick about high school.
Oh, God. Jeez.
And if anybody has a question for Nick about his high school experience, because he kind of led us into that, ericadyerpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, please send your questions and concerns and sex stories and dildo recommendations to that email, please.
Yeah, yep. Because my anniversary, is it tomorrow? I think it might be. I'll have to look it up. I gave you that date one time. Now I can't remember what it is. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, my anniversary's coming up.
There you go.
Oh, actually, it's already passed. 1-3. Look at that. I don't even remember anymore. Yes, I don't even remember.
Oh, man. Well.
Oh. Yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
There you go. Oh, well. Yeah, this is a fun episode. God. Trying to remember all the shit I've done. Oh,
yeah, I know. Make a list, man. I used to do some shit in not even just high school, fucking elementary. There's shit I can say. I used to. I should save this for next time, but this will give you guys a taste. When I was in elementary school, so we're talking like 4th grade, when I started going to Adams Central. So what was that, like 9-10 years old? We used to have to go down the high schoolers' hallway to get to like the cafeteria and the gym and things like that. Mm-hmm. And as the high schoolers would go by, I would smack the asses of the high school boys. And I'd be like, bam, bam. And they'd look around like, oh my God, this fucking little girl is smacking her ass. But see, that was back. Now they'd probably like arrest me. But back, I did.
No, what would happen is you would do it twice, and you'd have your parents come in, and there'd be a very concerned conversation with the guidance counselor and the principal.
Oh, good Lord!
Yeah, they never put you in a special school.
Yeah, for perverts. No. I like smacking ass. Don't judge me. But yes, that'll give you guys a taste. So yes, those are the kind of things we'll talk about high school and just school next time.
Definitely, yeah. That sounds like a plan.
All right, very good. Well, you have yourself a good night, and I think this is it for this podcast.